John, how close have you ever come to certain death?
Well, I've been in a couple of car accidents, I suppose. And I've been on a very rocky landing into Jersey Airport when I was a
Have,
kid.
have you ever parachuted from a? Did you parachute from that plane?
No, luckily I didn't have to.
You didn't have to. Well, some people do it for a laugh. Some people do it for a living.
I
Some
know,
people do
I
it for the
know.
kicks.
And they're
Literally.
absolutely bonkers.
You just missed my pun. Some people do it for the kicks. Literally, as you'll shortly find out. There you go. Is my pre-prepared plan. It didn't go to plan. A little bit like a certain England team. So, in a match in Elbląg between ZKS Olympia and GKS Pisa Barczewo, you may not have heard of them because they are in the Polish fourth tier. Something flew out of the sky. Was it a bird? Was it a plane? Or was it
O Jezu.
a crazy parachutist? I'm going to show you, John, exactly
Yeah.
what I'm talking about now, because
Go
this
for
is a
it.
bonkers story that has gone around the world, the internet, major newspapers, including the firstnews.com, the online premier source of news about England, have been showing this. This is
News about Poland, surely.
quite dangerous situation. So this is
Yeah.
the game's going on. Oh, I'll just get a little
Oh.
bit further. So
Oh.
the lads are just having a kick around. It looks like a pretty low intensity game. Not a huge amount of excellent passing going on there. Just just a nice sort of
Bit of a
Saturday
kick
afternoon
around, yeah.
match, and all of a sudden a shout emerges because said parachutist lands on the ground. Now he's unknown as of this story. He's unknown, but you see how fast he came in there.
Yeah, he just kind of like swooped down, didn't he?
Imagine if you were just going in for a sliding tackle and that lad landed in your nether regions,
Did
So
you get a red card?
well, you see, he's got a GoPro. So at a certain point, they actually had the GoPro footage of this particular jumper. I think he was number 2 or number 3 out of the plane. And
Uh-huh.
what the story behind the story, obviously, is that he actually had quite a serious thing for a parachutist to happen. His main parachute deployed, but the lines got tangled and twisted. Therefore, he had to cut the chute loose and deploy his reserve chute. Now, you don't do that for a laugh. So I think we can safely assume that this was very much an emergency landing. But there was a bit of a laugh, actually, because cool as a cucumber, the referee comes up to said parachutist, and as you see now, he actually presents him with a yellow card. That's good, isn't it?
That's a classic.
It is I thought, and then so this internet commentator, you can read some of the hilarious
If he only
comments.
got a yellow card, that means he can play on, right? Even though he's in his parachute gear.
Funny you should say that, because quite a lot of YouTube commentators, you can read some of the absolutely hilarious comments on this video just by clicking on the link which is attached to this video. So you click below, you go to the story, and they'll tell you more. You can see the original video as well. Lots of people saying things like, shouldn't that have been a red? And, like, could he have
exactly.
played on? And finally, someone jumps higher than Ronaldo and all this kind of stuff. So quite a lot of footy banter. As you can imagine, the match was interrupted. And like I say, the story's gone all around the world. Major newspapers have focused on this slightly bizarre situation. There's a technical assistant, as they call a sort of linesman type chap, comes on and gets the silk away, and said parachutist marches off. So like I say, the sprawca, as they say in Polish, the perpetrator is unknown. It's not a stunt. There was, of course, quite a serious incident at the Euros where there was a protest, I believe, with a like sky gliding parachute type glider. Well, fortunately, this story ends well and has raised eyebrows amongst not only the football community and the parachuting community, but the overall world community. Well, I got to say, John, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen in Poland.
Absolutely. What a great little video that is. But I'm just also wondering, why did he only get a yellow rather than a red? This is something I can't understand. But then again, I don't understand many things that are to do with football. I do understand the offside rule, luckily, but parachutists, flying onto the pitch, got to be a pretty good ref to kind of like.
It's like a 4D version of football, because he's actually parachuting in. It'd be quite good actually if the substitutes were parachuted in.
Yeah.
And then just landed.
You kind of lob it to one of them, and they could just like kick it from the air down into the goal.
I actually think that's a great way of mixing. Football's become a bit samey. I don't know if you noticed. It's just back
this
and
could
forth.
be kind of an extreme kind of like parachute football thing.
Oh man, imagine if parachuting in and basically you're just able to just, give a quick toe punt and score a goal. That would visually look fantastic.
Oh, wouldn't it just?
The ball would get caught up in the netting. That's not what a parachute is made of, obviously, but still, It could well be that this is the genesis of an entire new sport, John, that we're just coming up with now, thanks to this little chap. Well, the good news is that the guy survived and he's fine. We're not entirely sure who he is. So if you know who he is, you can write below this episode. But the best thing to do would be to click on the link below this video. And we'll see you again for another episode from Crazy Old What's Up Poland.
Absolutely. Join us next time.